Hello guys, Henry Zhang here, your quant dev. In this video, I want to show you how to create your very first quantitative investment strategies with a full backtesting. Now, backtesting in quant finance really means that you want to run your strategy with the historical data. That means you want to see what if you were trading your quant strategies from the history for some time and what will happen to your portfolios. What is the profit and loss? What is the drawdown? And what will happen and how your strategy will react to some certain historical events, right? Those are kind of data. Now, if one strategy performed really well from the history, it doesn't really mean that it will perform well in the future, right? Because the future cannot simply repeat the history. However, nevertheless, from the backtesting report, you can gain so much knowledge about how your strategy works or whether it works, right? So this is definitely one of the most important steps we do for all the quant investment strategies. Before we want to take them into the production to trade, right? So it's very important. And in this video, I will show you how to do it and the right way to do it. By the end of this video, you will be building your first quant strategy with those backtesting information, which is ready to go into the production. Means that the real world trading will be our next video. So stay tuned and do subscribe to my channel, and we can continue this journey of learning and developing your quantitative development. Okay, so let's start it. Yeah. So before we do that, there's one more requirement to do is because this video depends on the first video I posted about how to work with the Coinbase or crypto data, right? So we do need the foundation from the prior video. So you have to go to my channels and subscribe to it, and at the same time watch this video to continue the learning in this backtesting videos, right? So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, this is the time to subscribe. And if you haven't watched the last video about the Coinbase and crypto exchange data, and this is the time to watch it too, right? Before we continue, I assume you have completed all those two steps, right? The second thing is, if you go to the QuantDev the repo I posted from my last video, you will notice I update something already. So if you haven't cloned this repo, do run a git clone to download the latest data. If you have already cloned this repo, just run a git pull, right? You will pull to the new data I just added for this video, okay? So now, there are several ways to do backtesting in quant finance, right? And different people have their different preference, right? For me personally, or for the if you're into the quant crypto trading, or quant stock trading, I think the easiest library I will recommend, and I use myself personally sometimes as well, is the Pi systematic trade, right? So this is a GitHub repo. It's open source. You can use it, and it has most of the backtesting on the much more systematic trading feature done for you. And the author of this repo is actually Robert Cover, is a MAN AHL a systematic trader. So MAN HL is the largest quant finance quant systematic hedge fund in UK, I believe, right? So it's very legit. I read his book and I also use his repo. Definitely, this is one of my top recommendations if you want to start backtesting your strategies, right? In this video, we will be using this repo, the Pi systematic trade. If you haven't installed this library or download the code, it's time to start doing it now, right? So with that, let's go into the code. I will show you how we want to build the very first quantitative investment strategy, right? So let's go to the VS. Here, if you open the newest QuantDev repo, you will see I made some update, right? By this time, you probably already seen our first video, right? You run the Coinbase data loaders. You have all the crypto data downloaded to your local folder, right? Here in this video, I will be building a Bitcoin strategies, right? So here you should be able to see that all the Bitcoin market data we have from Coinbase, right? The next thing you will do is you go to the signals folder. Well, we call this signal because it's one of the predictors we use to see where the Bitcoin is going, right, in the next couple days or weeks or months, right, where the Bitcoin is going, whether it will be up or down, right? We want to model the data, the market data we get from the Coinbase exchange and turn them into some predictions, right, about the Bitcoin market, right? So here in this notebook, it's a Python notebook, right? If you see that the first few lines, we were using the Pi systematic trade library to do some basic work, right? Oh, actually, I don't need this slide. I will just delete this slide. You will need the matplotlib, right? It's a Python plotting library to install it and run this first line. Then we run the second line. The second line, what it does here is using the Pi systematic trade, right? It's a utility function to call the PD read CSV. We want to use this one to load the data you store, the crypto data you store here, right? Here I'm using one example of Bitcoin USDT. I'm actually letting this piece of code to load this Bitcoin data, market data from my local CSV, right? Here, if you run this, you can see that this is what the data looks like, right? Exactly the same as the CSV I just showed you. And also we are using these closed columns as a price that we'll be using to build our strategies, right? Next thing, we will build a quant investment strategy, your very first quant investment strategies, right? Here we're actually building a very simple trend following signals using some pandas moving average. And in the simplest way, you can think that one strategy is just one Python function, right? The input will be the price, which we get the data from the prior step, and the output will be the prediction. What is the prediction I expect in this particular market, right? There are several parameters to control how you want to do the moving average, right? Those parameters we can adjust if we want to. And what it does here is really simple, right? Passing the price, let's say we pass in the Bitcoin price, first do a resampling, means that you want to convert this price into the daily frequency, right? And here we are getting daily prices, right? And for daily prices, we do a EWM, means that this is a moving average. This EWM and the means that we are doing a moving average calculation for this price, and here we're actually doing twice of the moving average of the original price, right? So you do one fast moving average and do another slow moving average. Here, we are really interested not on the moving average price, right? We're interested on the differences of those. So let the fast to minus the slow moving average, you will get the difference from those two moving averages here. And there's also one feature we want to control, the volatility, right? So you pass in the price on the diff into this robust vol calculation. This is also another function we have from this Pi system trade, right? Here we get a volatility, right? So you have the differences to divide it by the volatility of your prices. This is our very first signal. Basically, it's a trend following signal. It tells you that where the market is going from the price. If the price is going up, we want to buy. If the price is going down, we want to short. That's the type of strategy we're building right now. Very simple and vanilla. Here, after we define this function, we want to get it work, right? So we want to pass in the price, the Bitcoin price we just show you, plus two fast and slow moving average parameters, right? we are calculating the EWMAC, and we are showing the prediction, what the prediction looks like. This is my prediction looks like, right, for this particular strategy. The next thing you want to really plot this your very first signal into the plot to see what it looks like. So here we're seeing that what it does is first to go long, then go short, right? It changes trading directions along with the market, right? Next thing is, most important thing is where you are very interested to see, right, whether my strategy make money, right, the profit and loss, right? Here we're using again using another Pi systematic trade library, right, to passing your signals and passing the price. Yeah, it needs to input, right? Price is what happened, right, from history, and the signal is your prediction on what you think this price will move in the next phase, right? You're passing those two things using the curve and plot functions here. This is your profit and loss, right? So you see that this strategy, this is a very simple vanilla strategy, and make money from December up to May this year, and start to losing some money here, right? So probably, if you see the full backtesting here, it's probably not a good investment idea to put into the production or reward trading, right? However, nevertheless, this start as foundation, right? You can start from here to iterating to your strategy, right? This the very first the quant signals here, it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It doesn't mean that it doesn't need any or more work, right? But from here, by watching and looking to this your backtesting and profit and loss, we start to see, oh, this strategy is not going to work. I need to adjust that. I need to add some more things. I need to make it perform well, right? And those are things you can work on incrementally for the next step, right? But do beware of there's another mistake that a lot of people make when they build their backtesting. It's called the data mining bias, right? Means that you want your strategy to perform well for the backtesting, so you optimize your strategy too much, right? Everything looks perfect from the history. However, in the future or in the real world trading, it will not perform that way. So there's another trap or mistake that people tend to make when the first time working on the data mining, data bias with the backtesting with those data bias. I will show you how to avoid this bias in the next video. So do subscribe to this channel and watch more for to continue learning, right? The last video, I think, this is my focus, and this is my profit and loss. The last section here is really calculating the statistics. If you're really into the math, or if you're from statistics backgrounds, you probably are very interested about those numbers, right? Those are statistics about your strategy, right? About your P&L, right? What is the P&L's peak value, down value, or what is one of the important ratio I want to see is called the Sharpe ratio. In investment world, people use a Sharpe ratio to measure how well your strategy performed, right? If one strategy can make you money from the history, but it sometimes a drawdown like a 50% or 70% sometimes, is it a really good strategy that you want to trade, right? Because most people, number one, if you draw down so much, right, your brokerage or the exchange could force you to out of the market, so you will not continue even though there's some reversion after this big drawdown, right? You might not be able to see it. That's number one. Number two is psychologically, right, the big drawdown to the investor is a big shock, right? They can become nervous. They want to get out, right? And some people might not even be patient enough to sit through the big drawdown in order to see some reversion there, right? So definitely when we measure a skill of the strategy or investment strategies, number one thing we want to see is a return, right? We want to make more money, but at the same time, we want to minimize the risk, right? So Sharpe ratio, in a simple word, is your return of your strategies from backtesting divided by the risk, by the volatility, right? So the high Sharpe ratio strategy is really, they draw down really little, right? But they at the same time they perform really well, make you more money. That's the ideal ratio or ideal strategy we want to see. That's the whole Sharpe ratio is mattering, right? So definitely one of the most important number here I want to see is the Sharpe ratio as high as enough, right? At the same time, there's another ratio like hit rate is mean that how many times you are right in your prediction, right? And the gain to loss ratio is when you are right, how much money you are making, right? Comparing to when you are lost, how much money you might be lost. And those are very important ratios. You can see when you use this Pi system trade right away, right? So here, this is like a Python notebook, right? I use for this instructor, for this demo, right? But at the same time, there's another piece of hello Quant Dev here, right? And here, you are seeing this whole strategy from my notebook here, but in a Python function, purely Python file here, right? From here, in the next video, we will be start converting these strategies into a real-world trading strategy. That means combining the first video we learned from Chrome-based API and from the signal we built in this video, we will link them together. We were letting the strategy itself to download the market data automatically, to run this strategy, generating the predictions automatically, and sending the trade to Chrome-based exchange automatically in the next video. So do consider to subscribe to our channel to learn more about this quant dev or quant investing. I hope I can help you build up your quant investment strategy or even your careers, right? So do subscribe to this channel to learn more about quant dev, supporting our communities. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.